Welcome back to Shift Talk.
Whoa. I'm Christine Jacoby, and I'm going to be hosting Bobby Joe today on Shift Talk. Welcome to the show.
Yay, I'm being vulnerable.
How was your day, Bobby Joe?
I was theoretically off today, but
Oh, what does that mean, theoretically?
That I wasn't really off, and somehow I was still complete chaos and still running from place to place, like on some sort of timeline. So,
what is the worst place you went today?
The gym. Even though it's like the best place. Like, I'm so glad I went, but
Yeah.
I haven't taken a shower yet because I haven't had time.
I noticed that smell. Did anyone else?
Yeah, it's a little bit essence of the ocean.
There are certainly worse things.
Yeah,
absolutely. True. So I'm super excited to be on Shift Talk today. I think that we're going to get a lot of value hearing from Bobby Joe's responses about life, the injectory, life's lessons, all the things that make Bobby Joe Bobby Joe. And if you have sensitive ears, this is probably not the episode for you, but I'm personally excited to be here. I met Bobby Joe coming to the injectory, and just over time, slowly getting to know her. We started to figure out that we were very similar people, just kind of touching tips on things, literally, figuratively. And now here we are.
Yeah.
So I have the luxury today of asking Bobby Joe many questions that she has no idea what the questions are. Some of them are intimate. Some of them are about the injectory. Some of them are about her sex life. Some of them are about her childhood. Who knows? But the cool thing is we're getting the honest and authentic version of Bobby Joe.
Yeah. I'm slightly terrified, but I mean, I feel like it's kind of nice to have that burden taken off of me. So I'm excited. Plus, I mean, I feel like who better to talk to?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here for that. So we're going to get the injectory questions over with first. I think it's appropriate. That way we can just evolve into the personal stuff. But the injectory is a big part of your life. You literally own the business. It's been a few years. How many years exactly has it been?
2021 is when I started it.
It's a tough time to start it.
COVID. Like when you go to those little towns and it says incorporated in February of 2021. But I really started brick and mortar in June of 2021. So 2026 will be our 5th year in business.
How cool is that? Are there any plans on the horizon for that? From just minimal perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just more about recognizing the gift that the injectory is, to me, to our community, to women, but kind of making sure that, we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's as a business, scaling it to the needs of the community, making sure that, that we not necessarily clean house, but that we're regularly keeping things up to date, and have the capacity and the strength to continue to grow. I mean, most businesses don't make any profits until the 5th year. So I would love for the injectory not only to continue to make profits, but to really, because it takes care of itself, it pays for itself.
Absolutely.
But I still work in anesthesia.
Yep.
I will never stop working in anesthesia, but it would be nice if me working in anesthesia was just because I enjoy anesthesia and the business was the rest.
Of course.
From I've put in the time, I've put in the money, I've put in I don't know, the sweat, tears, and blood and all the things.
Absolutely. In multiple facets, professionally, personally.
Right.
And owning a woman-owned business can be challenging for a multitude of reasons. And my opinion's coming from a perspective as being a customer and seeing the evolution, right? And so, I've seen the ebb and flow of injectors and nurses coming and going for many different reasons, and there can be a lot of discouragement, but also empowerment in that, And so from that perspective, what do you think is one of the largest hardships, not just on you, but the injectory in general, that you had to overcome?
I would say I probably would answer the same for both. And it is probably when people label, right? So whether
Can you define label for us?
Yeah, if I've been labeled, bossy, greedy, bitchy, insensitive, whatever, whatever label you want to give to me, as well as the injectory, whether someone has said something negative in the community, whether, people who have a general idea about what aesthetic medicine is.
Yeah.
The labels that come with that, it's so vain. I hate that term. I hate vanity, because to look in the mirror and love what you see looking back at you is not about vanity.
Yes.
It's about self self-betterment. It's about self-empowerment.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so much more self-confidence. Like there's so much more that comes to it than, wanting to look good.
Absolutely.
It's wanting to feel good about how you look.
Yep.
And it's a very different, I would say it's a different feeling where that root comes from is different. So
I would almost say it's a
labels.
gradient scale, right? Some people enjoy going to the gym, improving their bodies, doing certain things, right? Some people enjoy shopping as a addiction, right? But it makes them feel better, right? I work, I make my own money, I pay for the things myself at the injectory, and I enjoy spending my money that way. I feel like, and I'm going to be 44. I'm seeing the fruition of my efforts at the injectory. And by efforts, I mean the working hours I put in, right?
Yeah.
Scheduling appointments, things I'm paying for that 10 years ago I would gasp at. What? Botox? I definitely get Botox, just so everyone knows. Chemical peels, just things that make me feel better. I'm seeing the results in my face, right? It makes me feel better. I know you personally did not do that, but the injectory is the root of that for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it's an age thing. I can afford it, all of those things.
Right.
But I personally feel empowered by the injectory.
Yeah.
And
I think that people, they put different value, like, and where they want to put their money varies,
Of course.
especially by generation.
Yes.
For like you and me who are in our 40s, like we feel like in some context we've made it and we've worked for it, we've earned it.
Yeah.
For the most part, we've raised our children and spent our money, and now, I don't know, there's less bills. Or I don't really know
Paying
what
volleyball
happened.
dues.
Yeah, no kidding. Volleyball. Oh. I keep playing the lottery hoping that'll pay for volleyball, but it hasn't worked out.
It hasn't worked out.
No,
It has not worked out.
So, but then, there's generations who put value into self-betterment and self-care.
Right. And thank goodness it's 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, in the 80s, women were doing horrific things to themselves in the name of beauty.
Right.
And so
Very
now we have the
true.
stability and we're able to see the metrics of what this actually looks like.
Yeah.
So, all right, with that said, what's your favorite treatment to get for yourself? Not just, it doesn't even have to be at the injector. It could be just in general for yourself.
I would say that I don't love needles. So I know it sounds crazy.
You're talking to the queen of not liking needles.
Right. This is true.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a chicken.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I still it's almost like one of those like risks versus benefits. Like I understand like the Botox. I feel like Botox is like your basic get it done.
Yeah.
But I would say that, believe it or not,
It's probably not your favorite treatment,
no,
though.
it's not my favorite treatment. I would say that if I was like pound for pound, it's probably like what you invest in, you get back. It's probably like the number one. Just because if you're consistent with it, it is more expensive, et cetera, et cetera. But probably,
What is that
I'll
for
be
you?
honest with you, facials, because
I feel the same.
I have nothing. I
always walk away like, it's a beautiful day
Yes,
today.
exactly.
The way
Yes.
sometimes the way Maddie touches my skin, I'm like, what is even happening, ma'am? Like,
Yeah, she's like a love affair with Maddie.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I'm like, how are you maintaining this hand strength?
I know, exactly. She's at home with those little grippers. Yes, yeah.
I totally
I think
agree.
it's because I have to be still in that moment. And I think like being in the role in the life that I lead, it is hard for me to be still.
Yes.
And so not only am I being still, but somebody else is like pampering me. And
Right.
most of the time
in
when
your
I'm
own space.
Yeah.
That's even
Yeah,
more
that's true,
difficult.
too.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not going somewhere else where you're like, no one knows my name, right?
Right.
Like everyone knows so much about you. You're giving Maddie the most intimate, vulnerable portion of yourself for 60 to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That can be a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, and I'm pretty used to like everyone coming in, and it's not even. But I think if nobody did walk in, I think I'd be like, "What? Are we giving Bobby Joe the cold shoulder today?"
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to the team coming in, and they'll pop down and they'll chat with me, or they'll grab some B-reel or whatever while I'm in there. I don't know what I would do if people didn't come in. But it's still like relaxing, but it's almost like a good mix, I would say.
Absolutely. And from my perspective too, because I also have 2 jobs, I think the advantage of that is that it diversifies your day, right? It makes the time go by faster. You're not just sitting behind a computer, hitting numbers 2 + 2 = 4 all day. It adds value. It diversifies your day. For me, I have to be passionate about what I'm doing. I still teach lead climbing at the Rock Gym because I'm passionate about it.
Right.
It's not paying my bills,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I get to see people excited. I get to see people overcome things that are hard, something they've always wanted to learn how to do.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm really passionate about, and as you are as well, right?
Yeah,
With
for
injectory
sure.
and anesthesia.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that said, What is the weirdest, craziest thing, like beauty procedure, not a product, it could be a product, that either you've put on your face or done to yourself that and the results don't matter, but just believing it, like knowing it, whether it's putting raw seaweed on your face or I don't know.
I actually don't think I've done anything like gross. I don't think
it doesn't have to be gross. It can be like
gross or interesting.
Uterus
I feel like
blood or
I guess it would be spreading. I mean, I guess because I'm in like aesthetic medicine, like it just seems like that's normal. And so I guarantee that if I went to like a foreign country that didn't do it, like if someone said, wait, they drew your blood and took out the red part and then proceeded to smear it all over your face while they like put tiny little holes in your skin.
Yeah, right.
Like that is technically kind of weird. Like if you described it that way. Right. So I would say probably like PRP, microneedling. With skin pen. Yeah. Because that is kind of weird, like spreading blood all over your face. I mean, they call it a vampire facial. They do.
Would you say that's one of the like top underrated things to do?
Yeah. Okay. I would, if I was to name like the things pound for pound, I would absolutely say you have to stimulate collagen. Like, well, you're at a certain age, it's basically like downhill from there. Collagen production in your system is just skyrocketing down.
I'm overcompensating with those 6 pills a day. I'm trying.
Yeah. Yes. I wish you could swallow it, right?
Yeah.
More protein. So in general, skin pen doesn't just stimulate collagen. It actually like kind of resurfaces the skin. It like kind of does some like, exfoliation. Like it just has these little extra
I've never
things.
done it.
You haven't?
No.
Right? Because, I wonder if we can.
I've never done it. Like now, these couches are white, ma'am.
I know.
But we can get wine after this and get weird.
Yeah, exactly. Get weird. You bring the PRP, I'll bring the needles. Yeah. That'll make it weird.
No, that's awesome. Okay, so from that perspective, what do you think is one of the top mistakes when someone walks into the injectory brand new or to consultation? What do you think is a skincare mistake the general public is making that's an easy fix?
I would say, oh God, well, when you caveat it at the end with that easy fix, I would say skincare and SPF, right? Because I think people come in, they're like
retinol. Can you define skincare from your perspective? Because if someone was new listening, they just hear skincare, right? They're hearing Neutrogena, possibly.
Right.
Define skincare from your perspective.
Skincare that you can buy over the counter, it doesn't require any sort of research. It really doesn't. And so they can just claim that it makes your skin dewy. But they also...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And as long as they just caveat it with make you look younger. Because technically you just look younger, but is your skin actually younger?
Right.
No.
Is it actually impacting your skin?
Right, exactly. And so it's kind of like you could have, like, if I could metaphorically use it, I would say you could paint a car like really like nice,
right?
But
or
if
put one of those sweet wraps on it,
put
with like dollar bill signs,
right?
Yeah.
But then under the wraps, what you don't realize is these giant rusted holes.
Yes.
Right.
That are only getting worse.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or like if you got up real close, you would see that the paint job was all runny and like loopy and stuff. If I was to compare it to something. Can you see it? So over the counter and even like some beauty products, they don't have to have research based. And so they also can't penetrate a certain depth. So when you look at medical grade, and I know some people are like, medical grade isn't true. They have to actually prove it through research. And now is the research done by the company who owns it? I'm sure there's some
third party. Yeah. I looked into this as well when I started to really swallow the medical grade skincare because it's expensive.
I know.
And if you don't have that awareness, shilling for shilling, right? But not everyone is in a place to buy medical skincare. And one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I need to be proactive about this. I was about 34, 35 years old. But it's expensive. And, I'm in a place to do that, but not everyone is. Maybe you're a single mom. Maybe you are a one income household. There's many different factors. Or maybe you have to put your money into a different space. Maybe you have a, prescription that costs a lot that you have to put your money to. And so I do put consideration into that. I try not to talk about my skincare routine because I do invest in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make anyone feel like they can't accomplish it, or I don't know what the right reference would that would be for that.
Yeah, they couldn't
it's not tangible to them.
Right. Is it tangible to them? Exactly. Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I would say that at least more money doesn't always mean better, because there are some products, like every once in a while I'll read an
This is
article.
anything.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. More doesn't always mean better. More education
Yeah.
doesn't always mean smarter.
That's right. So from that perspective, do you love being an owner, or do you kind of wish, especially balancing it with being in the anesthesiology space, right? Do you ever wish that you were more just a practical asset instead of an owner? Because I love business, right?
Yeah.
I love the
So,
behind the scenes shuffle.
There are times where I have like questioned, like, ugh, well, why do I do this?
Right.
But I will say, because even in anesthesia, I actually don't work for anybody. I lie. There's like one day a week on average, I wander in a place and I work for somebody. But for the most of it, I am. It's part of my anesthesia business, and it's a contract that I manage, and I work there. And I would say many, and maybe I've said this in a podcast before, but my husband and I were watching the Deadliest Catch.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like, it was maybe like a year ago. And it's been on TV for like a decade, right? But we hadn't watched it in years. And we were watching it, and I noticed that like, when I watched it at the beginning, it was like deckhand, co-captain, captain. Like that was a trajectory of some of the characters.
Like labeling them.
Well, like how they moved up. Deckhand,
Oh, I see. Right.
co-captain,
Yeah,
captain.
yeah. Okay.
So we're watching it, and I looked and I go, he's still a deckhand? And my husband goes, yeah, why? I was like, it's been 10 years. And he's like, my husband looks at me and he goes, babe, not everybody wants to be a captain. And I was like, oh, snap. It is hard when you're in that space where like you're always striving.
Yes.
Like that not everybody wants to do that.
Yes. I really struggle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like those moments where I'm like, huh.
But you also lead them like they want to grow.
Yeah.
Right. That's a
Yes.
professional development
Yeah.
space that I really need to grow into. Is I assume that the people that are associated with me and that I'm leading, I assume they're constantly trying to grow as well.
Yeah.
Right. And so I lead them in that capacity, and that can cause resentment. Right. There's
right.
a lot of deadlines. There's a lot of high movement towards a forecasting
Yeah.
date. Right.
Well, it's also, it's superimposing your work ethic, your expectations, like on other people as well.
100%.
And it's very hard to understand that some people, when they go home, they're not going to answer you after 5 o'clock because they have this ability to
turn off.
balance life and work.
Yeah.
Like, who
I'm
are
not,
you?
That's not me.
That's not me either.
My boss lives in Sweden, and then I have some guys that work for me. They live in Denver.
Oh,
Yes.
So the time change
the
situation.
time change, and I'm
Oh,
balancing
snap.
both aspects constantly.
I'm so glad that Apple now does send later.
Yes.
Because I will go in at 5:30 in the morning
Yes.
and send later, and then because I think that nobody wants to hear from me before 8 a.m. But Paula and me are both up. She's my business manager.
Yeah.
Very early because we both are originally from the operating room. So we are, thank God. But I remember this morning, one of my employees texted me and she goes, "Are you up?" And it was like 6 something. Yeah. I cannot tell you the last time I slept past 6 a.m.
Right. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
That's
can't.
just how I am.
Yeah.
That's how I operate. Sure. Can I lay in bed for 20 minutes and
Try.
I try.
Effortlly, like
Like
you're
on a Saturday.
Yes.
I try.
Yeah.
But my mind, I start working. It's not even work, right? Professionally, just the things I need to do around the house, the
Yeah.
time that it would take to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so I struggled with that. I wouldn't call myself a stay-at-home mom, but I wanted to be present when my kids were younger, right? So gave birth, had my kids, and I quit my job. I stayed at home with them. I breastfed, did all the things, and it was a huge challenge for me. It was really tough.
How long did you do it for?
I'd say about 2 years.
Okay.
And one of the hardest aspects of it, my husband at the time, my kid's dad, my first husband, it's not a control thing, but I took on that responsibility within the home to keep things a certain way, to be a certain way. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
And I imposed those expectations on him as well, right? And so I had a wake-up call. I need to go back to work if I'm going to enable myself, right, and be happy.
Yeah.
We're now divorced. thankfully, lovingly. He's a nice guy, but
Yeah. He's just not your guy.
He's just not my guy.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. He's married to a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. However, not everyone feels that way. Some people want to be stay-at-home moms. I don't relate to that. That's not even really, I don't even really find myself called to friendships with stay-at-home moms. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's amazing. However, that's just not my space,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. What about yourself? Do you ever wish you took that turn, stayed home?
To stay at home.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time in which I actually didn't even know if I wanted to have children. So it was always career for me.
How old were you when you had your kids? Your first one?
I was 28. Yeah.
27 and 30.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
See,
I felt the same
more and
way.
more,
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I will tell you, my husband's mother had metastatic breast cancer at the time.
Oh,
and so we knew that she had a very limited timeline of life left.
Right.
And so part of why we decided to have children was, well, we better have them now so that she can meet her grandchildren. So we actually
Bless
had
her.
them.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually had them sooner than I think we were necessarily planning to.
Yeah.
So I finished my master's, and like within 3 months of me finishing my master's, like we started doing all the prepping, which is, like getting off birth,
prepping.
The prepping. Yeah, we practiced really hard. But getting off birth control, making appointments,
doing the other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
My
permanent laser
husband
hair
was-
removal.
Yeah, but I'm you just look at me upside down and I will get pregnant. So prepare yourself. Even you.
Ma'am, don't tell me you had a good time.
So my husband and I, he was so upset. He was like, I wasn't done practicing. So he wasn't happy that it happened so quickly, and we got 2.
Yeah.
I tell him, I was like, you know what? They say that like if you give a woman a fish, she'll cook you a dinner. If you give a woman a sperm, she'll make you a baby. I'm the kind of woman, you give a woman a sperm, she'll make 2.
Multiply. Yes.
You give a person education, I'll have 2 businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the best part, though.
Yeah, I'm Bobby Joe squared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great. So that kind of wanders into a space of like the mindset of a traditional wife as well, right? And so I firmly believe even in that traditional aspect, I don't even like using that word, to be honest with you, because it's still a modern thing, right?
Yeah.
You're managing a home, you're managing the financial aspect, you're managing the kids. There's
Yeah.
still a lot of hard work behind that.
Yeah, I think wait, home caretaker? I don't know. Like, what do you label?
Homemaker.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So an example from my perspective, and this is personal, I will see wives post about selling their sourdough and things like that, right? And I think that's absolutely amazing. I love sourdough. I'm happy to help provide for this. And
I'm
if
hungry now. Did you bring some sourdough?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't, but yeah.
I brought the sourdough.
Did you actually?
No, I told you I didn't take a shower.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. but I struggle with that. I struggle with staying at home. In my mind, I just don't do well with the complacency. And so even on my lunch break, I run to the gym. And so I try to find value in that. There's tons of value. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I wish my husband was a stay-at-home husband. I'm the breadwinner.
Yeah.
It's really challenging.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's move forward because I have some fun questions for you. So I have them here. The Injectory ladies and I chose these questions with you in mind, your personal life, all those things. So if there's one that you want to pass, just say hard pass.
I won't be doing
but
that.
I'm hopefully you just say
No,
hard question. I'm here for it.
I am all about the hard truths.
Yes.
I'm never I just don't. Yeah.
I love being vulnerable.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Well, I mean, if
someone cut me open, I was like, here it is.
You're like, here it is. Take my heart.
YOLO. Yeah. Okay. You ready? There are no particular order.
Oh,
all
dear.
right?
Okay.
All right. In what ways are you similar to your parents?
My
Let's talk
mom,
about the good and the bad.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, I've been told that I look like my dad, which I thought was interesting.
Is that true?
I
you
have
think you
his
do?
chin.
Oh, that's not a bad.
It's a
You have great-
superhero chin.
I've never
It's a
looked
dude
at your chin and been like,
I don't know how people say that.
I've never-
literally could be like, I am Batman.
Some
Like my
people-
chin is legit.
no.
Yeah.
People pay for filler to have your chin.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
It's wider than my nasal creases. So technically it's a little butch.
I'm going to say something tough.
Okay, go for it.
You work in a space where you are analyzing people's physical features all day.
Like my hook nose.
So you're probably hypersensitive to it.
No, it was before this.
Girl,
I've
your
always
chin is
noticed my
beautiful.
Thank you.
I have never
Yeah.
once looked at your chin, and
I
this is
thought-
on and off the air. I've never once looked at your chin and been like, man, that's
It's a big
weird.
chin.
Yeah, I've never thought that.
Yeah.
There's really nothing about you
That's
that
a
I've
huge
ever...
chin.
Right? Like, people look at me. I had this lady the other day ask me how tall I was, and I'm like, man, I am so grateful that I am approachable.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like,
I feel like that. I hate to say it, but I can't help but be like, wow, you're tall. And it's like,
I get it all the
it's like,
time.
thanks, Captain Obvious.
yeah. I mean, right? It's the only thing you
Yeah.
can't change about
Yeah.
yourself.
Nobody
You know which
walks up to
part
me and
looks like
says,
it?
wow, you're so, maybe chatty.
Yeah. It's not always a bad
When
thing,
someone
though.
describes you, probably the first thing they say is she's tall. And I guarantee the first thing they say about
And
me
blonde,
is
so you can't
she's-
see her right now. I have an appointment tomorrow. Krista Kelly, Wilder James
Hey.
Salon.
Wow. Shout out. Yeah, but I've been asked many, many times.
So, if you were to describe yourself thinking about your parents, what would you say are the two
Yeah.
negatives
Well,
from your perspective, not from theirs?
Oh God. Well, okay, so I will say that I feel like my mom was a unique boomer because is a boomer, and that she did really push me to like just kind of be me. And she has a strong personality. She's like awkwardly chatty as well. I would say that those are all qualities I have from my mother. Awkwardly chatty, yeah. Like sometimes when she comes here for treatments, I'm like, my mom talks a lot. Please don't be afraid to tell her to shut up. It's hard to inject when her face is moving. But I think she talks when she's nervous.
Sure.
So, but I didn't really appreciate, like my mom would always say, like, you're so smart. Like the Lord gave you a brain. Like don't ever waste it. Like she really put a lot of emphasis on like using what I was given and making sure I don't squander that gift, but also embracing like who I was, which I feel like for her generation,
Or who you are, really.
right?
Yeah.
But also for her generation to parent that way.
Yeah.
I think my generation parents that way.
It was a very traditional mindset.
Yeah,
Even then.
yeah.
Yes, I experienced that. I was raised by my grandfather. He was born in he was born in the 30s. He graduated in
snap.
57 from the Naval Academy, and very traditional guy, but also allowed me the space to be myself. He acknowledged the forward movement of society.
Yeah,
But the one
that's
thing he
amazing.
told me, go to college is the one thing someone can't take away from you.
Yeah.
Right? There are many things as a
Yeah.
woman that can be taken away from us, even our dignity in some spaces.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And, so
Well,
I really relate to
I
that
was gonna,
statement.
yeah. I mean, like that's the thing. I think that my mom kind of. I wish she had taken her own advice. To be honest with you.
But as a mom, that's our biggest sacrifice, right?
Yeah, because I think she still struggles with that. She struggles with putting herself, like, not only say putting herself first, because I think she put men before herself.
Yeah.
Like almost all of my life. Now
And
she
the
doesn't.
traditional mindset.
Yeah, in some ways, yeah. But I mean, like, my mom was a victim of domestic violence, and even in her generation, her parents, when they saw a bruise on her, would be like, "What did you do?"
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough to hear too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think she feels that way as much anymore. But in general, if I was to say like what I get from my parents that are bad, my biological dad
Are your
is
parents
kind
still
of
together?
No, they're divorced. Yeah, my biological dad and I don't really have a relationship. Actually. I probably have the most distance from him. There's 3 of us girls from him. I probably have the most distance. There's a 10-year period. Like my husband met him at our wedding and then didn't meet him again until like 5 years ago. So that's a 20-year gap, by the way. So it was like that long since my husband had seen him. And I think it was 10 years. Like he would kind of like pop up at like random things with my sisters or whatever. But in general.
This makes sense why we get along.
Yeah.
I
just sent him first off, he's a narcissist, and I don't think he understands that he is. But although
most narcissists don't.
no,
Yeah.
But when he came to visit, my husband always said, "You never made sense in your family, but after meeting your dad, you made sense." And I was like, "What's that shit about?" But
But that's also an affirmation in its own right.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say that I'm somewhat of an anomaly. I'm less emotional than my siblings are, which is
Yeah.
that's why when we were talking earlier about
What's
when
your birth order?
I'm the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say like I joke that I have autism, that I am somewhat autistic, but I think it's because I have a hard time understanding emotions.
Right.
Like I understand if someone dies, you're sad. I feel like that's like human
But
101.
metabolizing it through their lens.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more like I don't it's almost like I don't have the patience for like your drama.
What that sounds like is low empathy for situations people put themselves in.
Yeah, maybe. But even if they didn't put themselves in, I'm kind of like, just buck up. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
like,
giving, I
I know
really
you're
relate
giving
to that.
gross. Yeah.
No. I'm the same way.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to figure out for myself.
Why we're that way?
It comes from a space of I have a very similar relationship with my birth father. He's now deceased. Yeah, and I don't feel bad for me. It's
No, I actually
it's
am
been
like,
great. It's empowered me.
I'm like, lucky you.
yeah, no, exactly.
He's not sending a random text every 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pros and cons. He died of heroin overdose. And don't feel bad for him or myself, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so much growth in that.
Well, I actually have the opposite. My dad is now early 60s, retired, buying rental properties, right? But on the same hand, while he's buying his, I don't know, 4th, 5th, 6th unit, while he also has a pension for the job he did, so he's guaranteed income for the rest of his life. My sister just filed for some harsh financial decision situations. I don't want to get into her business. And she did reach out for him for help, and he denied it. So I would say, like, I basically was like, listen, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just not interested in people who make those decisions.
100%.
Because I don't have 6 rental properties. I'm raising kids. I still have colleges to pay for. I still, like, I'm building my life, and I'm helping my sister.
Right.
And she's your child.
Right.
And guess what? You didn't show up most of our lives.
That's
so in
tough.
that moment when she needed help, you still denied us. Like, it's like money has always been, anyway, I could go on and on.
No, I think it's great.
So not my favorite person. My mother is
in
a
what ways are
saint.
you similar to your parents? I think we know what ways you're not similar.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm really not an asshole. That's how I'm not similar.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with being an asshole.
Unless
you know
you're
what I
that
mean?
kind of asshole.
Are you into butt? Are you into butt stuff at all?
For butt stuff?
Yeah, you heard me right.
Yeah, I have a tushy trainer at home.
Shush.
A butt plug?
Do you really?
I have
oh
a
my
butt
gosh.
plug.
So I have a couple of them.
So I think it's really important for the people to understand that the vagina and the rectum share a wall.
Girl, don't
and
get me started.
The full feeling that you get when the rectum is full and then the man be doing
Yes. Don't get me started.
It's another level.
Okay, so look, when I met my husband, right, we were texting for like 4 weeks.
I don't
We
want his
didn't
penis in there, just to be clear.
Oh, never mind. This is going a different direction.
Okay, go ahead. I would say that there's different, like, again, there's tushy trainers, right? So like the tushy trainer is like, it varies up. So like you learn to go bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's basically like finger, cool.
Yeah.
That works. Bigger for like butt plugs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like getting to my husband's, and we're never going to get there.
So my husband is a very sensitive lover. So when we started dating, we were texting and stuff for, I don't know, it was about 4 weeks. He was
Like
in
he wanted to
Denver.
love you before you had sex?
No, ma'am, let me tell my story.
Oh, I'm confused. What does
Yeah.
sensitive lover mean?
Yeah, I'm going to tell
go
you.
ahead. I don't know what that means.
So we texted for like 4 weeks before we ever met. We met through a mutual friend, Carly. And she even sent me a picture of him, but I'd just broken up with this boyfriend. I wasn't really interested in dating. And she was like, no, trust me. Like, you guys have so much in common. And even his picture, I'm like, oh, what a handsome guy. However, we were texting for about 4 weeks. He was in Denver on work, and we planned this trip to Iceland before we ever met in person. So we were living in a van for a few weeks
Down
in
by the
Iceland.
river?
Something like that.
Yeah,
down by the
river.
Arctic River.
Arctic,
in Iceland.
Icelandic river.
But before we met, he got off the airplane. We met at HK on the Bay at Virginia Beach. But one of my questions was, would you ever be into butt stuff? My ex-husband was just like, he wasn't interested in it. It wasn't his space. It wasn't something, I feel like it's a mature thing to consider.
Okay, so wait. So I feel like my husband is pretty much the only guy I've ever been with.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a very
Me too, babe. Me too.
Very trusted space.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like, like you become.
This is good. I like this.
Yeah, you can become to like trust it. So, like
Sure.
25 years. I mean, I guarantee that the average person has not done half of the shit. Well, okay, first off, I'm never going to do a threesome because I can't. I'm not a good sharer.
I don't want to.
I'm not a good sharer.
Yeah,
and it's also weird.
That's a different space I don't exist
too.
in. Yeah,
like I would like. I just am not going to share.
Right. Like I'm not going to wear a strap on.
Oh,
I don't know.
God,
Maybe
no.
if he really came to me, he was like, "This will change my life." Like,
to be honest with you, I feel like I'm slightly a lazy lover. The thought of me putting a strap on and having to do all the thrusting.
Yeah, like. Like,
I'm tired just thinking
if
about
my
it.
husband was like, this is my last dying wish,
Yeah.
put it in my butt, I maybe would think about it. Like, you know what? I would probably pony up.
His bucket lift item.
Right. I would
is
probably be like, all right, let's do this,
yeah.
right? Like, sure, I would try and pull that together.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd be laughing
He
or
wants
crying.
to die impaled.
Right? Like, I would physically have to spread his butt cheek.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how we move on from that. But
Squeeze a nipple, you'll make me happy.
yeah,
I directly no.
Maybe
I'm
a
not,
little. Maybe a little. Oh, we were talking about lazy
no,
lover.
not-
Actually, my husband's not a lazy lover, but he
I'm a
likes,
lazy lover.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah.
My husband loves connection. He loves to make out. He loves.
Oh, it's his love language.
Right.
That's
He
my
loves to be
husband's too.
sensual, and I love that too. Maybe not often as he does.
Same.
But sometimes I just bend me over, plow one out.
I will tell you, I feel like as a dominating personality in most of my life, I like to be dominated in the bedroom.
Like,
yes.
I want to lose air a little bit.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Like, just do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give you a little vaginecology lesson here.
Please do.
So years ago, I was working with a physician, and he would do word of the days. And for some reason, this led to me researching why men are so obsessed with like the length of their penis. But the research isn't why they're obsessed. It was more like, okay, if you're going to be so obsessed with the penis size, what do you actually need? Well, what you actually need is what the woman's vagina length is, because technically, the G spot is up there by the cervix. So you need to be able to jam the G spot. So what is the length of vagina? So I delved into researching because that's how I am. I must understand why. The average vagina is 4 inches long. 4 inches. But the vagina is a magic little creature. And so as you get into it with a man,
Right.
especially if you're not quite, like if he hasn't foreplayed much, he's like maybe one played, you are kind of like, ow, ow,
Right.
ow, ow. Right? Like he's like hitting your cervix. You're like, this is not nice. Right? So the cervix doesn't like to be knocked on.
Right.
But as you get aroused, the cervix actually tilts up out of the way.
No kidding.
That's why when he's going to town, you're like, harder, deeper, because the cervix is now out of the way, so it doesn't hurt. He's actually hitting that G spot. And so it elongates with arousal.
Stop it.
Yeah. That's why you can go from ow, ow, hair. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Jazz hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Jazz
Yeah.
hands.
Jazz hands.
Yes.
Right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So the reason I mentioned that isn't really a good reason, except for you should know that about your body.
Yeah. Now I know.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
Are you ready?
I could talk about sex all day.
I know. I love that too. I could also.
I don't think women talk about it enough.
You ready?
Yeah.
What is a quality or trait that you find attractive in a partner?
I have a theory that successful relationships involve the man loving the woman more than she loves him.
Are you talking about a relationship or just find attractive? Like if you're at a cocktail party and you start talking to a gentleman and something about him just cues your interest.
That's been a long time since I've looked for that.
It doesn't even have, not looking, right?
I know, but I like.
But not even like in a sexual, like I desire
Yeah.
that, but wow, I want to keep talking to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is interesting, but it borderline,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's borderline on that space of,
Yeah. I like funny.
okay.
I do like funny. But not stupid funny.
Like inappropriate or
You can be inappropriate if we build up to it. It's like foreplay with funny.
Right.
Although I tend to just sling it out there. But I would say
we are two pairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would say that sometimes like breaks the ice, right?
Yes.
And it's okay to like use an icebreaker.
And it makes you relatable.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Depending on the circle you're in.
Yeah, I think
say
so.
it whether
I do it with male
Yeah.
physicians all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I would say somewhat funny, but I would say just a good sense of like self. Like, I don't like desperate. I don't like people who like are trying too hard. I don't
Well,
like
you attract
people
who you are.
Yeah,
so.
I don't like people who like just don't feel authentically themselves. So like if you are authentically funny, like you're not you're just doing you, right? So like that's why like I joke like I think I'm funny, and I'm not gonna stop thinking I'm funny because I don't care if you don't think I'm funny.
Right, it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna keep doing me.
Yeah, 100%.
So
That's
I would say
literally what
just,
she said.
Yeah, literally what she said. Just do you. Who does it better than you? But yeah, I would say authentically yourself, but in that same space, like you've got to have a sense of humor.
100%. And that's anything in life. Okay, so this next question, you can relate it to your business, to the injectory, okay? Or you can relate it to a core value. I think most of us listening probably want it to be related to the core value, right? But not everyone owns a business, right? So with that said, do you have any beliefs that have changed significantly over time? So for me, it would be butt stuff. When I was in my 20s, younger 30s, I never was like butt stuff. Then as I got older, I was like, let's stick it on in, baby. Just like that. Just kidding.
I married my husband pretty young, so he's been.
How old were you guys?
We were 8. I was 18.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for first 5 to 7 years.
Of course, because you're growing as an individual.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But so I mean, he was trying to get in that ass for a long time. So I would say the butt stuff hasn't changed for me because he's basically been like, that's been like goals.
Yes.
#goals.
Literally life goals.
Yeah, but I would say that
that is technically a belief that's changed over time.
I would say that the essence of this is that don't judge a book by its cover, in the sense that I don't think you should judge people by how they look, but also I don't think that you should judge people by your first impressions.
Totally agree.
So I tend to say that because I don't always make a great first impression, but also because
Interesting. Wait, hold on. Let's take one step back on this, okay? So I differ in opinion.
You liked me right away.
This isn't necessarily about you, but we're going to circle back to that.
I need to leave that because that's
we're going to circle back to that. But I am so limited on time, and I have over my 43 years of life, I feel like I know who my people are.
When's your birthday?
July 18th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What does that make you?
A Cancer.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a terrible sign.
That's okay.
It really is. A crab.
Yeah.
And a Cancer.
Like this.
I know, but I'm fish, so I can't really.
Well,
we're both from the sea.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's
irrelevant. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. It's not irrelevant to the conversation, but I mean, we're still friends. It doesn't matter.
I gotcha.
Okay. But with that said, I find myself in a space where I don't need to fuck around and find out on my friendships. Right? Like, I know who my people are. I can feel them out immediately. Even if it's an RBF thing, I have a pretty good gauge of who I'm interested in and either finding out more from, producing friendship. Is it a business relationship? Are you just a friend of, are you a wife of one of my husband's friends that I just have to get along with? Things like that. But I have a good gauge of that from my perspective.
So basically what you're saying is that you feel like your barometer for where people fit in your life is pretty accurate.
Correct. Yeah. And if I get it, I don't believe in exceptions. I believe in majority. So if there's one that gets lost that I would have been a great friend with and I just didn't see it, you win and you lose, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have the time to invest in friendships on a regular basis. I'm not in a position to really seek friendships even outside of my professional world or my husband's environment. You know, I'm not going to Barnes & Noble looking for friends or joining Jazzercise. There's nothing wrong with that. There was a time where I had that time, especially with the rock gym. Yeah. So I define that for myself a little bit differently. And I hear you on the RBF thing, there was something about you, right, that I was like, I literally said that to you. I was like, we should be friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were just talking. So.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of that,
but
too.
No, I would tell you that I've met quite a few women in my life who've been like, I didn't like you when I first met you. To me.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that because I'm used to hearing it.
I was going to say, their opinion does not matter.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, but.
And why do they care about what you think of them?
Well, I think it's interesting when they actually tell me that, because I'm kind of like,
That means you gave them a safe space. You gave them a soft landing for sharing their honest feelings. That's a positive.
But no, it is. But it's also a perfect example of like first impressions. Like if everyone automatically was like, yes, no, yes, no, and we just like split people like that, right? Like there's some meaningful relationships.
Do you think there's some issues with that, doing that?
Yes and no?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But I would say that I tend to just be kind of like, meh. Like I will be honest, I don't, There's some people I know is a no.
Yes. Doesn't mean you can't get along with them. It just means
and
like.
I don't, but I'll be honest with you, I can't say that I meet somebody I'm automatically like, yes. I would say that I'm more like, meh, as in like, let's find out. Like I do tend to do that.
Okay.
And I tend to let people kind of figure out where they fit, right?
Interesting.
I would say there's definitely
We'll talk more
hard
about that
no's.
after this.
Yeah, there's definitely hard no's. Like people can tell right away.
And what do some of those aspects look like?
I don't know. Well, I'll be honest. In some ways, quiet people don't attract me.
Yep.
Because I feel so loud in their space, and it's not that I don't like feeling loud. It's just I don't want to carry the conversation.
It's exhausting.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You don't want to have to work for it.
Yeah. Also, like people who are overly sensitive, like I'm not saying that I couldn't filter more, like, but if you know me authentically, then you would know that nothing I say is malicious ever.
100% agree.
I could say
I
it
preface
better.
friendships with that,
I
actually.
could be funnier, and maybe like my jokes don't have
Yeah.
to be so questionable. I'm sure, but if you're so like overly sensitive,
Yeah.
like we're just not.
Can I ask you an additional question since you said that? So I relate to that a lot, and I have to preface a lot of new friendships with, hey, so an additional thing that I'm not great at in this space is I'm not great at reading between the lines. I'm not great at reading minds. And so when that happens, right, I meet someone, I have to tell them if there's something I say that feels insensitive or makes you feel a certain way, I need you to be courageous and tell me, because I'm not going to read your mind. I'm not going to come to you the next day and be like, hey, I thought about that thing I said. I'm really sorry. It's not because I don't care. It just means I have a big sense of humor to overcompensate for not having a dad in my life. And it's relatable. And I know who my people are based on that baseline. But I care about all people. And so it's been a challenge. It's been a growth space for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm attracted to other people where I don't have to be concerned about reading their mind if I hurt their feelings or not.
Right.
Doesn't mean I don't care, but
yeah, and I usually
runs parallel with what you're saying.
I probably could say it much more eloquently like you did, but I tend to be like, just so you know, like I'm probably going to offend you at some point. You should take everything I say with a grain of salt. That's like how I preface meeting me to people. I've been told by many people that I'm intimidating, which
I could see, I can understand that space.
Yeah,
where they're coming from.
I'm kind of like,
but you've never said anything insulting to me. Never once.
No, I mean, I'm not intentionally. I don't intentionally try to insult anybody ever.
Right.
I try to like joke with you. Like
I've never even
love
heard
language,
that from anyone.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, then you just haven't talked to enough people. No, I try to like break the ice with jokes, and then sometimes like I guess they offend people, but whatever.
That's fair.
I will tell you. I will give an example because you know her, Kristen, who works here with me.
Yeah.
When I first met her, like she was kind of like upbeatish, but like I wasn't like we're gonna be friends. I never anticipated that. But like I actually really enjoy her as a human now,
right.
and I would say like she's a perfect example of if I was to put people in a yes and no category, I probably would have put her in a no.
Right.
Not because she did anything,
right.
but there wasn't like an immediate like attraction to becoming friends with her.
Understand.
But actually we have a lot in common. I really enjoy her. I like, you know, she's funnier than she comes across.
Yeah. She had to shed some layers for you to see.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, I totally get that.
So, and I'm thankful that for the people who I guess are somewhat like me in the sense that they don't automatically put me in a no category, or the people I haven't put in no categories, because sometimes you're surprised by people.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, and it's important to keep an open mind with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question, ma'am. You ready?
Not really.
Have you ever faked it in bed?
Again, my husband's kind of the only guy to fake it with.
That doesn't mean you haven't faked it. Have you ever faked it to get it over with?
I always say that there's levels of orgasms.
Doesn't even have to be orgasm. It could just mean like I'm here for a good time, not a long time, you know? Because there are definitely, look, my husband is my soulmate. Don't get me wrong. But there are times where it's not an obligation, right? But with his work schedule, my work schedule, I am showing up intentionally in that space with the projection he needs to feel satisfied. That doesn't mean I'm faking it. It just means I'm putting more energy to the perspective that makes him feel it's a connective environment.
Yeah, you're giving him what he needs.
Right. And if I was 25, I'd say I was faking it.
I know that he's responsive to certain sounds. So I would say that like maybe I've squeaked here or there that was less than a squeak word.
Can we hear it? Can we hear a squeak? I want to hear it.
I feel like I did it earlier.
Ooh, but say it on camera. Let me hear it.
This is like one of those Harry Met Sally moments. I'll have what she's having.
Ooh. Do you want me to start it?
Well, it always has to start with like a little bit of like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go
That's
on.
the squeaks.
Go on.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me with a good time,
Don't, yeah, I
ma'am.
was like, yeah, I would say the squeaks. I think the squeaks is all they need, really. But I would say like sometimes he's asked me like about my orgasms, but I try to explain to him like there's layers. Like you think you've orgasmed and then somehow he can take it to like a next level and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? I thought I was done.
Yeah.
But that was like not just.
Now here we
that
are.
wasn't just the one before. That was like the one plus 20.
Yeah.
And then you think you're done and then suddenly you're like, did I just fall asleep, pass out, and pee on myself? I feel like that might have just happened all at the same time.
Did you say, did I pee myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the next one? What do you consider to be a red flag in a relationship? But let's preface with this, right?
Female relationships then?
Well, no, because you've been married since you were 18.
I know.
Right?
That's like why I'm like,
Let's
I'm
be
useless
clear.
for this.
How old are your daughters?
They are 15. I actually, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, controlling.
It's
Period.
crazy. Like
Period. Controlling. Yeah.
3 years.
When they act jealous and controlling,
Yeah.
red fucking flag.
Yeah.
Run the other way. I understand if they really like you, but if they like get like crazy
Yes.
controlling, then especially like young.
Yeah.
Like my daughter dated this boy and she liked all the attention he gave her. And again, this is a very young love, right? She's had 2 boyfriends in her whole 15 years of life, which was way less than I had by 15. For the record, I had daddy issues. But I had big life plans. So like basically like a lot of dudes, but like they never really got the cake. They just
Right.
got like
A piece of you?
taste tests.
Yeah. If that.
If that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so a lot less no daddy issues from my daughter. So anyway, so she tells me about the one boyfriend, and I'm like, ah. And she goes, well, Mom, his last girlfriend cheated on him.
Oh, yes. That's
He's
not
never
a you
had
problem.
sex with anybody ever.
That's not a
so
you
he
problem,
didn't
yeah.
cheat on anybody. So he has trust issues,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously that girlfriend just reaffirmed his trust issues. But to me, like that sounds like somebody who will choke his wife later in life. So I think you
100%.
shouldn't date him anymore.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she made that choice by herself and
Yeah.
did move on. But then she dated another guy, and like they should be trying to reach out to you. Like you don't ever chase somebody.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, if they are that into you,
Right.
they will be texting
It'll
you.
be obvious.
Yes.
I totally
So he
agree.
wasn't, she kind of noticed it. She's like, I feel like I need a guy who's like more interested in me. And they ended up like breaking up after like a month, a whole
Right.
hot month. And she was like, yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
She'll tell you. Like, it's actually lovely to see how
The
almost-
self-reflection.
yeah, but
Yeah.
also like how smart they are about like human interactions, relationships. Like despite they haven't had a lot of experience in
Sure.
it, they seem very intuitive. So fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. All right, one more
I
question.
just don't want to have to bury somebody in the backyard. I don't want to have to do that.
I'm there for it.
Yeah, thank you.
Just so you know.
Let you know. Yeah. Oh, you know what? You talk about like fuck up and find out. Like you mess with my kids, I won't cut a bitch. I'll bury a bitch.
Do you believe in destiny?
Destiny?
Hold on. Do you believe in destiny and fate? Why or why not?
I'm not even gonna lie. I actually hate this question.
Someone from the injectory picked that question. Let's do a different one.
Destiny and fate. First off, I will tell you that the Lord up above can make like very loving suggestions, but
Sure.
he gave us free will.
Yeah.
And so maybe like he had a path for you, but it's kind of like it's like the Venus system. Like maybe it like took a right this way, but there's still the focus. He's always trying to guide you back in some ways. But at the end of the day, we have free will. So destiny, sure, maybe I was destined to do something, and if the Lord actually believes it's like my
Intention.
like he will keep like redirecting me. It's almost like keep like batting it back in, and eventually he's gonna be like, I give up on this bitch. I'm done. Like she's gotta like deal with her own stuff. So
Well,
maybe
with
he does
that
a
said-
different pathway.
Sure,
you know?
absolutely,
Have you ever
of course.
played like video games where like there's different outcomes based on what you do?
Of course. You mean
Have
Mario
you?
Brothers?
Mario Brothers always ends up in the same place.
That's not true. You can die.
That's not what I mean.
Oh.
There are specifically role-playing games that, like, literally, if you choose one pathway, it has this storyline.
Is
If
this
you
like a
choose this
sexual
pathway,
thing or like?
No.
No, I haven't played these games then.
then you're not a real gamer.
I've never once
Yeah.
claimed to be a gamer.
You can end
Yeah.
up at different different
I see.
endings, different
Okay.
grand endings in the
Okay.
game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
You can like end up with different like ammo, different guns, different like storylines. I'm sad for you.
We need to talk about your fascination with
Murder, red rum. No, I don't kill anybody ever.
All right, last question.
I'm not. Nobody's worth going to jail for. Just so you know, nobody.
What is something that you take for granted?
Oh,
So
my sister often says to me, like, do you ever just stop and like realize like everything you've accomplished? Oh, look, yay.
it was
Okay,
meant to be.
go sit next to her and answer
You
the
look
question.
beautiful. Have you ever thought about? Oh my gosh. Okay.
The answer is probably yes.
You should be. You're nervous. I'm the one reading it, ma'am.
You're her friend. I'm
Okay.
an employee.
Have you ever thought about someone else while having sex?
Believe it or not really.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Because-
Good for you.
I just feel like, I hate to say it, but I feel like, okay, so like what would happen, and this is literally what I think of, is that if my husband is having sex with me and I start thinking about somebody else, I would start feeling guilty, and that immediately kills like the mood. You know what I mean? So I definitely focus on my husband, and I will say,
This is what happens when you're married to like the OG person.
I married my husband
Yeah.
for his personality and his penis.
So, what is your preferred penis size?
No less than 6.
Ma'am, can you lean back? I just want to see what 6 inches looks like on you.
Yeah, I know. No, 6 is the least. Because 4, if you think about it, the average vagina is 4 inches.
Right.
Right? That's to hit to the, not the G spot. So that's to the wall of the cervix, to the opening of the cervix.
Right.
But when the cervix lifts out of the way, you need a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I would
Especially
say
if you're 6 feet tall.
5, 6.
So, with that said, what lessons have you had to learn the hard way?
God. Oh, the
I
lessons.
know, it's so boring.
Let me, no, it's more like the lessons. Let me count the ways.
Okay, well, think about it like
First
this.
and foremost, I would say that not everyone is a good person. That has been a hard lesson.
Oh, we're not talking about sex stuff.
No.
Lame. Okay. Go
No, this
on.
is actually like, this is
real talk.
Real
Okay.
talk.
All right.
That not everyone is a good person.
True.
And that you should not like give people free will and trust people until they prove you otherwise.
Ooh.
I know.
I feel differently on that.
No, but I'm saying that from a like, oh God, like sad and cry about it face. No, it's not so much that like, I would say like, it's maybe not free will. I'd say free reign. Because if you give, people will take and take and take and take and take.
Of course. It's based on survival, and it's not our job. It is. It's like Manslow's survival, like the 5, like food, shelter.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, but like not, okay.
But even in social engagements.
No, but how many real like life show scenarios have we seen where people are willing to share and work together versus the people who are like stealing it all and hoarding it and like all about them? Right. There are different types of people.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So some people see the bigger picture and some people see the I don't fucking care, it's more about me picture. And the truth is that I've had to learn that the hard way, that one, that not all people are good people, that you are good at any point in your life. You are going to be the villain in somebody's story.
Yes,
if
in that
you
narrative.
have a big personality. Period. Because I would say that our brain loves to be reinforced in what we believe. Yes. So if we believe something, like, okay, we've all had somebody who annoys us.
Correct. Multiple times a day.
Right. But that one person who consistently annoys you, do you ever like absolutely notice that thing that annoys them about you? Like as soon as they do it, you're like, ugh. Like you pick up on it. Everything they do, you put it in the box. Oh, they did that because it annoys me, and it annoys me. Like, it just all you fixate on.
The way you set that up, it makes me reflect more on like my family members where I don't have a choice to continue the relationship or not, rather than friendships.
Yeah.
Because in friendships, I'll show up for them by allowing them the opportunity to grow with me, and I'll say, hey, why are you doing that? Why can we work together on that? But with family, there's more flexibility, willingly or unwillingly.
Well, I'm probably coming from more of a like business ownership standpoint,
100%.
but the reason is
very
because
similar to the family dynamic.
Right. But the reason is because like you invest in people.
Exactly.
And you bring them in, and people go through different things. Especially when your business is growing, like you're going to have tumultuous moments. Like we did a whole renovation, right? Like we were like working out of like rooms over here and rooms down here. Like, and sometimes that
routines were taken away, which can be stressful
very
for people.
Stressful.
Yeah, in the professional environment.
As someone who has like not always been her best self in stressful situations, I give people grace. But the truth is like you give people grace, like you let it go too far.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely.
And ultimately, as a business owner,
you have to be able to set boundaries too.
You do,
Yeah.
but also your employees can walk away and you are stuck with the bag. As in like the finances that come with it, the problems that come with it. Like it is you. It's on you.
That's a lot.
It is.
That's tough. Yeah. That's tough. That's a space that's very limited with the people that can have that understanding, and how you manage the expectations and the feelings that come from those sort of challenges would be even more limited.
I think that
it's probably an isolating feeling at times.
It is, but I also feel like you don't know until you're there. So again, do you remember being pregnant and people telling you like, I can't wait till I make the baby?
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, it's much easier right now. You're like, oh, whatever. And then you have a baby and you're like, damn, they were right. Like you don't know until you're in it.
Yeah.
So I remember working for a group for anesthesia, and they were a-holes. But after I became an anesthesia business owner and in that situation of contracts, I did have a new level of respect for some of the stuff they were dealing with.
Sure.
My perspective had shifted. Now, were they still absolute douches? Yes. But do I have a little bit more compassion and understanding for like some of the shit they were dealing with?
Right.
And like me, like, you know, trying to help. I say help with quotes because I do try to help, but sometimes like maybe it's not the best time to help.
I would like to actually, speaking of not the best timing, you're talking. I love the words coming out of your mouth, but I keep looking at your boobs in that shirt.
Like them?
Yeah. Like I can see
you.
your bra. Like I'm just the right angle too, where the light's kind of just like showing.
It was
on
intentional.
them. Yeah.
Trying to distract you.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I feel it.
See, now this is why you need to invest in this and not the Rolex.
That's absolutely true. So I genuinely enjoyed my evening interviewing Bobby Joe. We got to learn more about the injectory. We got to learn more about Bobby Joe's sexual preferences.
A little bit about you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I'm here for it.
Well, my husband's here for it.
I can't wait for your daughters to watch this episode in about 10 years.
I will tell you, I used to say, and I don't necessarily disagree with this, but this is going to be anyone's preference, is that I've always wanted my daughters to like understand themselves first.
Yeah, of course.
So I've encouraged them to like, you know, own your own sexuality, own yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they don't want to own their moms.
No,
you know what
they
I mean?
will not be watching this.
Yeah.
They will, and then they'll be like, oh, hell no.
I do want to tell you, Bobby Joe, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on here.
Thank you.
I enjoy every experience I have at the injectory. I love all of your employees, right? I don't get the backside of things, but everyone's amazing. You've done an incredible job empowering them, growing your business, growing yourself, managing two sides of the business, right? Anesthesiology and the injectory. And I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm proud to say that I come here for my services.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And I'm proud to be on the podcast.
I'm thankful that now, I will say, like, if somebody asked me, like, something that was most unexpected about the injectory, is actually the amount of relationships that have gone from client to friend, you being one of them, right? Like, I've
the number one.
Yeah, right. For sure. Okay. Absolutely. But the number of people that I don't think I would have really gotten to know.
Of course. Like Kristen.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. If it wasn't for the injectory. And so I would say that that's probably my favorite part, like, about it, is that I've grown to know people
Absolutely. And it's definitely something that sets the injectory apart. That was a question that was a part of just those routine questions of like, what sets the injectory apart? Just a business, right?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel relevant because everyone's trying to be different, right? And I really put a lot of thought into some of the questions about the injectory because I want it to be entertaining, but also to really show the value, right?
Yeah.
And, med spas are kind of a new idea, a new thing. They're only about 10 years old in reality.
Yeah, but they are popping up like
There's
a
a
pimple
lot of
during
them.
your period.
Right, exactly. And so I do feel that the injectory is different and you bring that personality and personal experience to it, as does Christine and Kristen and your injectors and even your front desk staff. And I really enjoy being a part of this.
Thank you.
This inclusion of space.
I do call it the injectory family.
That's right. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what I want. I want to feel that way.
Thank you again for letting me be on the
Thank you.
on
Well,
the podcast.
I guess this completes another episode
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Shift Talk.
That's right.
In which I thankfully didn't have to do the
It was
guiding.
great.
Yeah. I actually think
Now
it was,
we know your husband has a big penis.
He'll be happy to know that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He loves that. But I would say that we should probably just like let you run the injectory, like the Shift Talk. Like
I'm
you should
here
be the
for
host.
it. We would be
And
talking
I
about
should
penises way too often.
Way too much. Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah. But you know what? It'll appeal to people who love penises and
That's right.
people who have penises. Maybe. Penis. Bye.